Hey folks, good morning. It's Saturday. Gonna go with a little Irish. And today we're going to do something a bit different. I am going to revisit a couple of soaps that I did initial impressions video on. Then I'm going to tell you about today's shave and my routine and the products that I use. So first, let's revisit Tiki Grand Cru, which I used yesterday for the first time. It's amazing. It's got a grape, fruity scent. If you like fruity or citrusy type scents, you'll love this. The performance is, as all the Tiki soaps are, great. So I really love this one. This is a winner. And I'm going to revisit the Barrister and Man Citta when I'm talking about my shave here. So let's talk about the shave. First, I used the How to Grow a Mustache Lime pre-shave soap, which is mentholated. It has essential oils. And by the way, I want to make a quick note. A couple of weeks ago, I did a sort of a review on some pre-shave soaps. And I said, you know, I don't notice an appreciable difference in terms of the actual shave. And that's still the case. However, a gentleman did reach out to me and he was upset because he felt that I trivialized these products, because he has a serious condition where these soaps and the essential oils make a big difference to him. And it's very important. And so to that gentleman, I say I apologize. But I also want to tell people, if you feel that these are essential to your shave, continue to use them. Don't think that just because I don't care for pre-shave oils that you shouldn't use them. Make your own decisions on that. I recognize the benefit of the essential oils, and I suggest that you guys do your research on all the products that you buy. And if you need those things, get them. For me, I don't like the feel of direct oil or oil out of bottles on my face because I have oily skin as it is. So pre-shaved oil or something that I'm not going to use. However, you guys, if you like to use them, continue to use them. And so let's get back to the pre-shave here. This is lime, contains some essential oils, and it's a very nice, has a very nice scent. I usually rub it on my face, then I lather over it, and then I remove that lather and re-lather. And it does definitely give you a lather boost. It's mentholated, so you get a nice menthol kick. It's a very nice product. This is Razor Rock How to Grow a Mustache. So if you want a nice pre-shave soap, this was a great one, especially if you like menthol. Next, on to the soap I used today, which is Barrister and Man Citta. I'm told that's pronounced. I said Citta during the initial impressions video. This has, I'm told, a fur scent, but it's very light. It contains some light menthol too. I got a great lather from this soap, and this is another winner for me. I don't think it's available anymore, but perhaps they'll bring it back next year when their season for this starts. So if you get a chance to get it, this is another great performing Barrister and Man soap, and I do recommend it if you'd like light, woodsy type scents. It's nice. Next, we use the Crystal Blade. This is one of my favorite blades. It works very well for me. It's about $18 from Amazon for 120 blades, so it's a decent price. I love the blade. They're also called Israeli Prasanas, by the way. This is a great blade, works well for me. We used the Plasan synthetic brush, which has been getting a lot of fanfare recently, and deservedly so. This is one of my favorite brushes to use. It performs, it's as soft as any silver tip badger. Some people say it's too soft, but I don't feel that way. This is a great soap for bowl or face lathering. Never had any trouble with it at all. This is a great synthetic brush and well priced at $55. For the razor, we used, let's see, an Edwin Jagger. Oops, upside down. This is an Edwin Jagger R352SR, which has the same 89 series head as the rest, and I like the 89 series head. It works very nice for me. It's a nice looking razor, works well. All the Edwin Jaggers do. For me, the Weber is the perfect level of aggressiveness. This is just a bit under it, but I still get great shaves from it. So this is a wonderful razor, and I enjoy using it this morning. For the aftershave, we went with Snakebite because we had menthol in our soap. We had menthol in our pre-soap, and this, of course, is menthol. It's got a great label. It says some entertaining stuff. Look it up and read it if you want. And this has a nice menthol and maybe a little bit of mint type scent. And the menthol lasts for about 30 minutes. So if you like a menthol cooling type effect as you're going out the door in the summer, grab some snake bite. It does provide a very nice menthol kick, and I enjoyed using it. Now I wanted to go back to my routine. So yesterday we used the Simpson's Chubby Synthetic Toothbrush. So as I told you in my den video the other night, this has been setting out for 24 hours. So what I do is I will take this off, and you don't really need to do this so much with synthetic brushes, but I will lightly brush my badgers and sometimes my synthetics just to make sure the hair is straightened out as it can be before I return this to the shave shelf. And then I will replace that with the Plisson. So this will set out for 24 hours drying. And I'll do the same thing with my razor. I'll disassemble it. I already took the blade out, but I disassemble it, I rinse it off, and this will set out in this way for 24 hours. Now, it just makes me feel better having the equipment to dry out completely between uses, because I don't reuse equipment from day to day other than the blade. The blade I pat dry, and then I set out also. Don't pat the edges though, that will dull it. The soap, I've actually changed my routine on. I used to leave it out for about 30 minutes and cap it, but now I'm leaving this out when I go to work. So I'll leave this uncapped so it can dry completely all day, or for 8 hours or so while I'm at work. And then I'll put the cap back on, because some folks had some concerns about mold or mildew. So get the water off of it, let it dry. I have chosen to let it dry for about 8 hours. Some people never cap their soaps, and if you want to do that, you can, but I prefer to put the cap back on so I can get in my drawer and get everything, nicely stacked on top of one another. So I'll leave this open for about 8 hours, and that's what I do with the soap. So there is our shave routine for the day. As to the shave itself, I do a typical 3-pass, with the grain, across the grain, and against the grain, except for my neck. And some days I don't go against the grain at all, but I'll do sort of a modified, against the grain for me is this way, but I'll sort of go diagonally when I go against the grain. If I'm hitting all the marks and getting a great shave, I don't even have to go against the grain on my neck. That's a sensitive area for a lot of people, and it is for me too. So I work to make sure I don't irritate myself, because a close shave is not a great shave if you're irritated and have razor burn. So with that, we're going to have a little more Irish coffee. And by the way, the recipe for my Irish coffee, which people have asked about, is I take 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, put it in, about a shot, which is 1.5 ounces of Irish whiskey. It can be Jameson, Tullamore Dew, whatever your whiskey of choice is. Pour that in on top of the sugar, and we fill the cup with coffee and put heavy cream or whipped cream on the top. It's a simple recipe, tastes great. I don't even like coffee, but I like it Irish style. So